Hey guys, what's going on? Matt here, and welcome back to the Black Ops 3 Mod Tools tutorial series. So then, this video is on how to add thunder and lightning to your map. Now then, just before I get started, typically you're going to have rain to go with this. I'm going to be covering rain in a separate video just because it's, it really is quite different from what we're going to be doing in this video. And also, if you're interested in more information around sort of sounds, lighting, stuff like that, I will also have basically just completely dedicated videos just to them. Okay, so I'm not going to be going super in depth into all that in this video. Just be on the lookout for one in the future, which will be just dedicated to stuff like that. Okay, so then let's get into this now. Then, before I do forget, I need to give a little bit of credit here to Verco. He was the original person who gave me the script for the actual lightning itself. Now I have modified this quite a bit, but he was the one who originally gave it to me. So don't know who provided that, but that was the original source of this. So then, let's get into it. So in the description you'll find a download link, and you're going to find these 5 files within there. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll put these into a zip file. I'll put it in the link in the description. Download all these 5 files, and then we can progress. Okay, so first of all, what we need to do is obviously set up the actual sound itself. So over here you'll see we have thunder_short.wav. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put this over into our Black Ops 3 root directory. We'll go over to sound assets. You're going to make a new folder in here called P115. Of course, if you followed a future video, then you'll probably already have this. So P115, and you literally just put this straight into there. Okay. Of course, I've already got it though, so I don't need it in here. Okay, so I'll put that into there. Next, what we need to do is go into, well, we actually need to set up the alias now then for this. So we'll go to share, go to raw, go to sound, and aliases. Now, this file here, we're going to be using this, okay, for every single sound that I put into my map. So if, when we get to the video where we're doing rain, we'll be using the exact same file to put rain into this file as well. Okay, so of course, if you don't have this in here, then of course just drag and drop it into there. If you do already have it in here, then we're going to need to just add this onto the end of the pre-existing one. So all you're going to do is, of course, just drag and drop it in. If you don't have it to begin with, it's p115sounds.csv. If you do already have it, then you just go right click and edit. I'm going to open this one up as well. Right click and edit. Show them both. And all you're going to do is this line here, thunder_short, it starts with. Make sure you don't leave off any of these commas. All you do is copy and paste that entire line at the very, very end of this file. So just into there, okay? Of course, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to not save that because I've already done it. So of course, if you already have it existing, add it onto the end. And if you don't have it, if you don't have this in there, of course, if you don't have it, then just a straight copy over. So now we've done that. Now we need to go and edit our zone config. So we're going to need this part now. So over in our Black Ops 3 root, we're going to go over to our user maps folder. Go to our map name. In this case, I'm using ZM test. Go to sound, zone config, and we'll open up this one. Open up this. There we go. And open up this as well. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna copy this. We don't need to edit anything because I've already the file names are completely set up for you here. So I'm just gonna copy that. I'm gonna go to the very bottom, and you should basically you'll have these 2 parts at the very end. You'll have this close brace with a comma, and you're gonna put it directly in between all this. Okay, so you'll have 2 lines after it. Okay, so you'll put that into there. Exactly how I've just done there. I'm going to save that and close that. So that's now that's linked our CSV file to our actual map itself. Okay, so the actual sound file we had, that's now linked it over to that now. Okay, so next what we need to do is actually sort of set up some of the lighting now. So you'll see we have this zmmapname.gdt. I'm just going to quickly copy this and paste it and just rename this to my actual map name. I'm not editing this one because I need to provide this for the actual download. Okay, so I'm just going to rename it to zmtest.gdt. Of course, whatever your map name is then. I'm going to put this into. I'm going to go back to Black Ops 3 root. I'm going to go all the way over to where it says source data. I'm going to drop that into there. replace the file. Sure, I've already done this myself, so just replace it. That's what we need to do, is open up the launcher and click on this icon here, okay? This is APE, okay? This is our asset editor. So now what we need to do is we'll just search for test. It's GDT and it's ZM test. There we go. Wait for it to open. Why do I have loads in here? One moment, let me just close this down. This is probably because I opened it up to do a test earlier and made sure, you know, it actually worked. There we go. Okay, so this is what you should see. Just like that, okay? Just because I had to override it, overwrite it. So what we need to do is everywhere you see a map name, all I did there, by the way, was just use the GDT filter. You could just scroll down the list until you see ZM test or, you know, ZM your map name. I just filtered it, okay? So everywhere you see a map name, you're going to change to your map name. So we'll right click and rename to test. I'm actually going to copy test, so I don't need to keep typing in every single time. So in here, I'm just going to rename everything in here first, okay, and then we'll be actually renaming it within the actual assets themselves. Just keep things nice and easy. So the reason why we're doing this is because the way I personally have done lightning, is it basically switches between light states. So you have one light state, which obviously, which is, you know, completely normal, you know, just normal lighting. Then you have one which obviously is like a lightning flash, which is basically just really bright. Okay, so it switches and shows that for about a second before switching back. And then of course that's a few light states, but then you've also got to think about, do I have any lights that have power on, you know, power enabled lights and such. So this basically takes into account, you have your normal, you have your normal lighting, you have your actual lightning flash, then you have your normal lighting with power enabled, and then also lightning mode, if you will, with power enabled. Okay, so you basically got all four of your states, then all of your overrides as well. Okay, so I thought I'd provide this in like a big template sort of way. So now we've just renamed all of these. I know they're all red, we can just save that though and it'll go normal. Okay, so you can't find it, that's fine. As soon as I reopen this, it will it'll be perfectly fine. It just needs to sort of refresh things. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna paste that into there. So I'm gonna go into the actual model itself, so this one. So it's got like a weird square thing. I'm gonna rename Skybox and do test_MTL. That's all you need to do for that one. This next one, I don't think there's anything for this. No, that's perfectly fine. If you want to know more about lighting itself, I will go over an entire video based on all these settings, okay? It's beyond the scale, so that the scope, sorry, of this video. So go to, basically for each one of these, for every single one of these, we're just going to be changing this Skybox model, okay? So it's going to be Skybox_test, okay? You can see up here we have Skybox_test. It's going to be whatever you named that, okay? So I'm just going to copy and paste that for every single one of these. I'm just going to do it, okay? Of course, change test to whatever your map name is, okay? It probably won't be test for you. Okay, so now we've done all that, we can now save that. Make sure I've done everything. Once I reopen this, it'll be perfectly fine. There you go. Okay, so close that. Okay, so next what we need to do is actually open up Radiant itself. Okay, so I'm going to right click and open in Radiant. Now we're probably about 3/4 of the way done right now in terms of actual things to do. This is possibly the most boring step now though. It's just a massive copy paste job, more or less. So what you're going to need to do is go down to volume sun. Okay, I'm using my entity browser, my entity list here to just get it. And you're basically just going to select your entire sun volume, okay, in your map, and you'll see this in your entity info, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to use these light state 1, 2, 3, and 4s, okay? So SSI 1 is going to be, I'm just going to type in test just to get all the test ones. So light state 1 for this is going to be your normal one, so ZM, your map name. Okay. Now, as you saw earlier in Ape, we were renaming them, okay? Now, if you remember what you renamed them all, these were every single entity in Ape, okay? Every single that we had to rename, these are the exact same ones, okay? So, do ZM test. The runtime override option is going to be ZM test override, okay? So, light state 2 is going to be map name underscore power. So it's test I'm using. So I'm going to do ZM test underscore power, which is there. Next one is going to be the exact same as power, but now it's got to have override at the end. So ZM test, so well, override then power, sorry. Okay. Next, it's going to be pretty much the same concept, but now we have lightning, okay? So get test. So this is going to be ZM map name lightning. Map name lightning, there we go. Next one is going to be ZM map name override lightning. ZM map name override lightning. And the last one is going to be the map name underscore lightning underscore power. Okay, so this is the power variation. So when lightning is, when lightning is showing, it's also going to show what you want for actual lights to be on. Okay. It just prevents, if you have a light that's only on when you have the power on, it prevents it from flickering, turning it on and off when lightning comes on. Because of course it would realistically be on no matter what. So lightning underscore power. There we go. And then this will obviously be the longest one because it's got one of everything in. So override lightning power, okay? So copy all that down, of course replacing test with your actual map name. And it's pretty much the same. It's the same pattern though. Okay, so you have the actual lights, the actual SSI, and then the override variant of that. Okay. Next, what we need to do is go down to where it says user defined SSI, and what we're going to do is we're going to change this to ZM underscore map name. So ZM underscore test, like such. Okay. So this is effectively the exact same one as your first one up here, okay? We'll be using that for future things down there, okay? So once you've done that, you can now save that, you can exit this. You'll also find that the next time you open up Radiant, you'll have all 4 lighting states now enabled. Okay, so I can exit that. Lovely. Now what we need to do is we now need to put some scripts into the map, which is the very last step. So just go close this, we'll minimize it even. We'll go over to user maps, go to the map, scripts, ZM and the .gsc, okay? So what we're going to do now is, just going to reopen that, is I'm going to grab this, thunderandlightning.txt, okay? Open up that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to copy and paste the first few lines, okay? So the first 5 lines. I'm just going to put it into here, okay? I'm going to put underneath intro text, okay? Now, I'm going to briefly explain what this script does, okay? Because I have modified it myself. Because, I wanted to handle, like, if the power's on, if the power's not on, things like that, okay? To handle every event, okay? So, what we're now going to do is copy and paste the rest of the entire thing. I'll put it at the very end. Like such. Okay, so, let me give you guys a bit of an overview of this now. So, if you have a light, okay, which obviously is on or off, if that light is on regardless, then obviously have it enabled on all of your lights, on all of your light states. If you want that light on only when the power's on, okay, then I think it's going to be a light state, so it's 0 to 3, or well 1 to 4 actually, is in it shows you. It's going to basically be the second and the fourth one, okay? So it's the second one and the fourth option, okay? That's going to be the one when it's showing lightning and also power, okay? And also when it's not lightning, but it's also power, okay? So I think you guys get what I mean by there. Okay, so the way this works is I'm keeping track of the actual main lightning, the actual main state of it, okay? And lightning itself, okay? So if you spawn into the map and there's no lightning whatsoever, we're calling that light state 0, okay? When you're actually in Radiant and you select your light state, I realise it says 1, 2, 3 and 4, but when we're doing it in script, it's actually 0, 1, 2, 3, okay? So it's just one off the number. It's just the way coding works, okay? So light state 1 is actually light state 0, light state 2 is actually light state 1 when you come to code. If that makes any sense. So, right now this entire script is done. You could just go and compile and not listen to this. And go and play your map, and I will be going into game in a moment and showing you guys it actually working, but I want to take you guys through how this works, okay, in case you want to edit it yourself. Okay, so light state 1 effectively, so no lightning, no power. Light state 3 here, I know it says 2, so it's actually light state 3 in game. Okay, so this is going to be lightning is showing, but without any power, okay? So what we can do is, we've got 2 threads, we've got one for monitoring power and one for the actual lightning main loop. So if you scroll down, what it's doing is, it's monitoring power now. So it's going to say, right, until power is on, use these light states. When power is on, change the light states now to include the power variations of that case. So you can see everything, each one of them has just been bumped up by 1. Okay, so, you know, light state 2, if you will, is obviously typically when power is on, and here this is light state 4, okay, in game. So this is when lightning is showing and also your power is also 1. So what this is doing is, it's going to change the variable in here. So when it's going around this loop, this will change, okay? So this value will actually change when the power gets turned on, okay, from here. Okay, it's going to get altered when power gets turned on to show its power variant of that, okay? Hope that made a bit more sense. I'm hoping it made sense at least. So I'm just going to go up to File and click Save. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and do a full compile completely. I'm going to compile everything in the launcher. I'm going to jump into Black Ops 3 to show you guys this actually working. Okay. Now, as I said at the very start of this video, if any of your lighting isn't how you want it, as in, you know, the map will be quite dark because I purposely put this as quite a dark map. If you want it slightly brighter, then either mess about with the settings yourself, or wait for a future video where I go over lighting, you know, in one dedicated video. Okay. So I'll see you guys over at Black Ops 3, where we can show you guys it's actually working. So see you guys over there. Okay, so then guys, over at Black Ops 3 now. Just wait for the lighting to actually show. Now, I realise this is a very dark map. If you do want to edit the actual lighting of this map, or you also want to edit the sound itself, you know, maybe the thunder is a bit too loud for you, then look out for a future video, okay? I will be releasing a video. Hopefully it won't be too long away. Where we're going to go over some pretty basic sun sort of settings. So this is like, you know, your global lighting, and also a dedicated video on sounds, okay? So those 2 videos will be kind of showing you guys how to edit things properly that way. It has just been too much for one video. So just wait for the actual lighting to show. What I'm going to do is, within the files that you guys download, I'm going to put in a little note in there, just to explain. There we go, you saw some lightning, and you heard a bit of thunder there. So I'll include a little note in the download for you guys, just to explain to you guys if you have lights and what light states you want enabled on them, okay? Because I've realised it might have been a little bit confusing if it's completely new to you. So yeah. Anyway, hopefully this has helped. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. This is probably the more one of the more complex tutorials that I've done. So hopefully it was relatively okay to follow. But of course, please leave a comment and I'll explain something if you don't understand it or whatnot. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video where, as I said, we'll be doing a lot more in-depth things on certain elements of what we've been doing here, and of course also going over adding rain in the future as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye for now.